Hello there, my name's Catherine and this is my channel So Much Sewing. As the name might suggest, this channel is all about sewing. Sewing predominantly for myself, but sometimes for members of my family. The reason I started this channel about 7 or 8 months ago now is because I have lost a significant amount of weight. It's 100 pounds, 46 kilos, 7.5 stone. So it's an awful lot of weight, and so none of my clothes fit me anymore, obviously. And so this channel is really all about my journey along sewing a whole new wardrobe for myself from scratch, learning how to fit this new body of mine, and just general sort of sewing chit chat. Don't worry, there's not a lot of chat about the whole losing weight thing. It's just, that's kind of the reason I'm here. But it is certainly a factor in my life. It's a huge part of my life. But today I have quite a few things to talk to you about. One of which is what I'm wearing right now. And actually, I've sort of just realised I haven't given it its final press. You can see this big press mark down the centre, so I apologise for that. That wasn't very well thought out, was it? But apart from that, I love this top. This is the Flounce Blouse. It's the new Sewing Revival pattern. Sewing Revival is a New Zealand pattern making company, and this you can either make in a dress or a blouse. You can make it sleeveless or with these fantastic elastic cuffed sleeves, or you could do whatever you wanted in between that as well. But the main feature of this is the wonderful flounce around the neckline here, and there's a pleat in the back to give extra room. I just love this so much. I love the colour, I love the fabric, I love the pattern. This fabric is a beautiful, really soft, lightweight linen, a brushed linen that I've had in my stash for quite a while. I originally got it from, now, was it the Fabric Store or was it Draper's? I can't recall. But I've had it for a long time and I just love it. It's got this great check, subtle check design on it, beautiful brushed finish. This neckline, these double layer of flounces, hence the name of the dress and the top, flounce. These are raw edged, well they're sort of, I found a stitch on my sewing machine that I use. It's an overcasting stitch, so it looks quite raw, even though it's not going to fray because it is finished. And I did that rather than use my overlocker because I didn't have any overlocking thread that would match. It would have had to have been black, which probably would have been okay, but I had a perfect match thread for this fabric, so I chose to do the overcast stitch on my brother's sewing machine instead, and I think it worked out beautifully well. I loved the raw edge of it. The sleeve hem I have done a fold over. There you go, there's, you can see my black overlocking thread there, and elastic in the cuffs, which I've never done this before, where you sew the elastic directly onto the fabric. And I scratched my head and it took me a while to figure out exactly how to do it, because I stretched the elastic across from one side of the sleeve to the other before I had constructed the sleeve, and I tried to sew it from the end, and of course you just can't do it because you're having to pull on the elastic so hard that the machine can't actually move forward. So what I found was that if I started from the middle, put my needle in the elastic through the fabric, and then just started that way, then I could make my way, went from the center out to each side. And I just love the finished result, the end result there. I think the length is really good. As I say, it's got this pleat in the back. Can you see that? I did sort of muck around with the sizing on this. I made a size 16, which is an Australian/New Zealand size 16, because the measurements seem to perfectly fit mine, and I think it's a good fit, you know, a nice loose but good fit in the top. And the hip seemed to fit mine. The hip measurement actually was for 119 centimeters, and my hip is about 114, so I thought that would be fine, but there's not a lot of ease through the hip here, and I've got the kind of body shape that when I sit down I sort of spread quite a lot in that area. So I found that when I made my toile and I sat, I found that it was a bit firm, you know, a bit tight around here. So I did a second toile where I put the pleat in the back. That's a hack that Sewing Revival offer for you to give you extra room. So I tried that hack and I thought, yeah, that's better, but it wasn't quite perfect. So I ended up actually grading out further at the hips. So I've put the pleat in the back, as you saw, and I've graded out some more at the hips. And so I think this is just a lovely oversized swooshy fit, and I am just super happy with it. I could not be happier. This is going to be an entry into the Sew April Blouse 23 hashtag over on Instagram. It's a competition. I'm sure you know all about it by now. I've already put one entry in. This is my second entry, and what I'm going to do next is show you my third entry. Here I am in my third entry for the Sew April Blouse hashtag. This amazing thing, which might not be to everybody's taste, but I actually really like it. This is a mashup between the Bella dress from Tessuti and the ginger blouse from Fibremood. This fabric is from the Dahlia Society, one of the Bespoke boxes. This is a Lady McElroy linen viscose blend. It's such an amazing weight, and yet it gathers so beautifully. So this is from the March Bespoke box from the Dahlia Society. And my original plan with this fabric was to make the Tessuti Bella dress. I went to cut it out and I realised I didn't have enough fabric. I had 2.5 meters of this, which I thought should have been enough, but it wasn't. So I had also been thinking about the ginger blouse from Fibremood and wondering what fabric I would make that out of. So what I ended up doing is I did a toile of the Bella dress, which I liked the fit of. Although again, now that I see this on me, I feel like it's too large in the shoulders. I don't know what is going on with me, and everything's too large in the shoulders at the moment. So the toile seemed to fit okay, but of course I didn't put sleeves on it, so obviously I didn't get the full picture. Maybe I need to sort of shave a little bit more off here when I make this again, but I digress. So what I did, because I didn't have enough fabric to make the Bella dress the way I wanted to, I sort of mashed the Bella dress and the ginger top blouse together. So I used the base of the Bella dress and I just hemmed it, you know, like it's a top, full top under here, hemmed all the way around. And then I just used the frills from the ginger dress blouse and put on the top of the Bella. So I just overlocked the top. I wanted a raw look, so I just overlocked the top edge of the frill and, you know, put a hem on the bottom. It gathers so amazingly, this fabric. It was beautiful. So there's one frill that goes all the way around the bottom. And then there's this other frill just sort of plonked halfway from the front to halfway around the back. And I like this. I like it a lot. I finished making it, but then I thought that the neckline looked a little bare. It was just a, well, you can see at the back, it's just a, actually I used bias binding, which I also got from the Dahlia Society in a different bespoke box, but I used that bias binding on this. So I just felt it was looking a little bare, so I just made up my own frill. What I did is I cut a little bit off the bottom of this one. This should have been longer, but because I just had no fabric left, I literally had no fabric left. So I cut off the bottom of this, made this frill shorter, which I think, you know, it's great. I think it's perfect the way it is. And then I just gathered it up, overlocked each side. Gathered it up and put it on here, and just didn't do it all the way around, just to sort of follow the same sort of format that this was. And I'm really happy with it. It's a little bit different. It's a bit sort of funky, and it's got elephants on it. It's so gorgeous. So yeah, that was the fabric from the Dahlia Society Bespoke box in March. And what I'm going to do now is show you the April Dahlia Society Bespoke box. I have already opened this because I got it yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I got it yesterday, and I couldn't resist. Sorry, I couldn't resist, and I opened it up. I love doing the actual unboxings for you. I really do enjoy that because it's such a surprise to see what fabric is inside. So let me know if you prefer to see me doing an actual unboxing and showing you what's inside as I unbox it, then please do let me know. But if you're happy enough to see it as part of another video that I do, such as I'm doing today, then let me know that as well. I am happy to do whatever you guys enjoy watching the most. Anyway, so this is the box. Inside, oh, it's the Easter bonnet theme. There's this beautiful imagery. Kristen is so clever with how she makes these little postcards every month. You get a QR code every month, which takes you through to a video that Kristen has filmed of her wearing the fabric that's in the box. You get a discount every month off a particular pattern, and normally Kristen will make up that pattern that you get the discount on and show you who make. You also get a label, which this month I've already used it in my flounce dress that I just showed you. It's a little bit badly positioned, but that says celebrate small wins, yay! So you always get a label. Oh, does anybody else struggle to sew the labels in? I try my hardest, but they always end up wonky, or like that one just in a little bit the wrong position. I try really hard, but I'm just not very good at sewing in the labels. So if anyone else has that problem, I would like to hear about it. Or if you had that problem and you've managed to fix it, just tell me how you do it. I guess it just takes some sort of careful positioning and being a little bit more careful, I suppose. Also in the box was some edible treats, which I have eaten. There were a couple of slices. There was a chocolate sprinkle slice, and there was a carrot cake slice. There was a sachet of mocha cocoa, and a chocolatey mockery drink. There was that. There is this amazing, look at this lovely bag. Everything she puts in here is just, it's always following the theme of the Easter bonnet Easter theme. Every box has got its own theme, and everything that goes into it, Kristen curates it so nicely to fit in with the theme. And this has got beautiful Easter eggs on it, and this is the most exquisite soap. This is Confetti Party Sweet Moscato flavour, and I mean, it just, oh my gosh, it smells amazing, and it's the most beautiful looking thing. So I can't wait to use that. Ingredients: coconut oil, olive oil, cocoa butter, avocado oil, rice bran oil, fragrance. It's just, you know, very sort of naturally made, and gorgeous. The notion that you always get in her boxes, you get the drink, you get the sweet treat, you get a notion. This month it is a tape measure with magnet. I think the magnet, I don't want to break it. I haven't taken it out of its packaging yet, but I think that's the magnet there on the back, so you can stick it on something. There we are. I've taken it out of its packaging, and yes, that's the magnet bit on the back. Pull that out and it retracts. So yeah, I mean, everybody loves a cute little tape measure, and I don't know how many tape measures you have. There are times when you just can't find a tape measure, so I don't think you can ever have too many tape measures. So that's great. What else? You also got Goodman thread. It's the Mariflex, because this fabric is knit. So you always get a thread. Often it matches the fabric, but it doesn't always match the fabric. Sometimes it's something completely different, or, you know, that doesn't quite work. And I just think the idea behind getting the thread is that, I mean, we all need different colour threads, don't we? And so, you know, whenever well, not whenever, but often when I buy fabric from an online store, I'll just get 2 spools of thread to match, even though I know I'll probably only use one of the threads, but I just like to have, you know, lots of different colours. And so this is another way that you can build up your collection of colours, thread colours. But this is the Mariflex. You can see the Gutermann Mariflex. You can see it's on the bright yellow spool. And the last thing was this little carrot. Not for eating, but it's in there in case the Easter Bunny got hungry on the way to my house. And so here is the magnificent fabric. It's an amazing viscose jersey. It's another Lady McElroy fabric like this one here in last month. Beautiful, gorgeous ladies, 1950s ladies. And that one looks like a 1940s lady. Where's she gone? There. Looks a bit more 40s to me. I don't know. But anyway, beautiful colours. Absolutely gorgeous colours. Beautiful stretch. Has got a white background. Sorry, back to it. So if you stretch it too much, you can see a little bit of white. But I would just not make anything that needs to stretch too much. But I love it. In fact, I bought a fabric very similar to this. It was a Stoff fabric from Kristen. One moment. Here it is. I bought this recently from Kristen, a Stoff cotton jersey. Again with lovely ladies on it. So you know that I'm going to like this one as well. 2.5 meters. And I'm open to suggestions about what I make. The pattern that you get the discount on is the Miri dress by Wardrobe by Me, which is a beautiful crossover or faux crossover dress with a full skirt. It's got very short, sort of grown on just to here sleeves, which is not my favourite type of sleeve. I suppose there would be a way I could make that longer, full length if I wanted to. But I'm wondering about making the Style Arc sheer dress. I've had this pattern for a while, and I just wonder if this might be quite cool in the shirt dress. But I'm open to suggestions, so if you have any ideas on what I could make this amazing fabric into. Look at the bounce, it's just so fantastic. I love it, love, love, love it. So another fantastic Dahlia Sewciety Bespoke box. This marked her first full year of doing the Bespoke boxes. She started April last year, and so you know, congratulations, Kristen. I know these boxes are so popular, they sell out so fast. I'm always very grateful when I'm able to get a box, because you can't always get them, they sell out so fast. And just the thought and care and attention that goes into creating the boxes is lovely. Like I say, every box has a theme, and everything that's in the box, you know, fits in with that theme. And sometimes it's so subtle that I don't even notice, because I'm not a subtle person. But, you know, when I sit back and think about it, I realise the connection. And so that's another thing, another reason why perhaps doing showing you Kristen's boxes once I've already unpacked it, it's because my mind's already ticking over as to what I can make with the fabric. I sit back and I can see the connection with everything that she's put in there, whereas when I'm in the spur of the moment just ripping into it so excited, I don't always see the connections. Along with the Bespoke box, I purchased some other items that Kristen put in the box for me to save shipping. She'll always do that. If you would like to buy a box, but you buy something before the box is released, or you buy something within about a week of the box being released, she'll always combine the postage for you. Just send her an email and she will do that. And so that's what I did. I just bought some Instabond tape, which is always very, very useful to have. I bought some more buttons. I talked about this in my last video, where I had purchased some buttons without knowing what I was going to put them on, and then I have made something which I needed lots and lots of buttons for. So I already had 6 of these that I had purchased previously. They've all just fallen out of their packet. But now that I know what I'm making, I got some more. So I've started putting those on my blouse that I'm making, another entry into Sew April Blouse. And I will show that to you in my next video. And I bought some other buttons. These are Pigeon Wishes. So amazing. I mean, you see these brands on overseas vloggers, and so it's just so fantastic that Kristen's buying these things in, so that we on the other side of the world have an opportunity to get in on the action as well. And these are just gorgeous. I think, can you see that? I think they were called Grimoire or something like that. They've all got so many different colours on them. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them, love them, love them. There's 15 in a packet, which means that, you know, there's plenty there for whatever project, or you probably get a couple of projects out of them, which is amazing. And also, just with that extra little purchase, anytime you make a little purchase from Kristen, you get a small cookie, which again I've eaten, and some kind of tea sachet. There's always some kind of drink and a little snack, so you can have a drink and a snack while you're sewing. So that's all my chat about the Dahlia Sewciety Bespoke boxes. I do believe she's got a deluxe box coming out, starting, is it next month or the month after, so you might want to go and have a look at that. Kristen, of course, in the Dahlia Sewciety, is an Australian YouTube vlogger, sewing vlogger, who has started her own online store, and I'm a big supporter of her, you know, that you can start a YouTube vlog and 3 years later you open up your online store, which must have been going, I think it's longer than the year, longer than the Bespoke boxes. So I just think that's an amazing success story. Just an ordinary average woman just like the rest of us, and you know, look what you can do if you put your mind to it. I just think she's amazing. She's a big inspiration to me, always has been since I first found her on YouTube, so I will always be supportive of her online store. And this is some fabric that I bought from her online store. Another amazing jersey. Actually, it's not jersey, it's French terry. So gorgeous. I think this is another Stoff. No, it's not, it's Poppy, a brand called Poppy. That's right. And this is just this amazing poppy print in all these glorious colours. I got 2 meters of this. And so there's plenty there. I'm thinking some kind of little sweatshirt. I've made this before, Elbe Textiles, Stayley sweatshirt and t-shirt. So I've got some black t-shirt material. So I might make the Stayley cropped sweatshirt and a black t-shirt combination out of this. But yeah, it just feels so nice. I can't wait to do that. Or the other thought I had, and actually I probably need your help, you know, and suggestions and thoughts. So there's either the Stayley that I just mentioned, or I have some other just plain black French terry, which I got from someone's D-stash on Trade Me. I'm doing really well at the moment on Trade Me. It's a little bit heavier, but what I could do is do some kind of colour blocking, some kind of blocking, maybe a hoodie, or not even necessarily a hoodie, but a knit dress, you know, something like the South Bank sweater or something like that, but do contrast sleeves, do the sleeves in this and the body in this, or the body in this and the sleeves in that. I don't know. I've got the what do you call it, the cashmerette Stanton hoodie. I've got that pattern with the expansion pack as part of my subscription to the Cashmerette Club. So I've got that with the expansion pack. So there's lots of options there. Perhaps I could colour block and make a, you know, like this sort of length sweatshirt dress. What do you think about that? Do you think that would be a good idea, or have you got any other suggestions that I can use these two together, or just this on its own? I mean, that is stunning. That is a stunning piece of fabric and a bit of a statement, isn't it? I do have some other fabrics to show you. It's not a fabric haul as such. They're just fabrics that I've been collecting over the last sort of couple of months that I haven't shown you yet. I bought this amazing viscose jersey from Harmer and Huff here in New Zealand. It feels lovely. I haven't washed it yet. I'm a little bit, I mean, I love it. I love the colour. It's probably not quite as bright as it's showing right here, right now. It's more of a muted coral. All that amazing texture and all those amazing colours in there. It's not just a flat colour. There's you know, a darker orangey in there and a lighter colour, all woven together, or knitted together rather, I should say. There is, you know, a bit of give in there. I wouldn't call it stretch as such. It's a bit of give. Years and years and years ago, I had an orangey, much like this colour, cotton, and much like this design as well, cotton jumper, and because it was cotton, it just grew and grew and got bigger and hung on me. But I don't think this is going to happen with this, because this is viscose and it won't stretch, maybe not at all, or certainly not as much as the cotton did. But I've got 1.75 meters of that, and I purchased separately, and you see they don't, in real life the color difference isn't quite as stark as that, but it's not a perfect match, I will grant you. It's not bad, but it's some cotton rib that I could use around the neckline and around cuffs. I think this could be a little tricky to sew with, I'm going to say. So I'm really excited to get it made up, but I'm a little bit anxious to start sewing it, because A, I don't know what to make with it, and B, I just think it might be a little bit of a trouble. I think hemming it is probably going to just be a double hem. That will be, yeah, so whatever I do, it's going to be sort of a loose, but probably not too loose, because I don't want to catch it on anything. I did think I might make another one of these out of it, but this is very, I mean, I just can just see this when I wear this, it's sort of swishy and floaty, and I can just see that if I made that out of this, that I'd be catching it on everything and ripping it. So while I don't want anything form-fitting, because that's not my style, I'm stuck. Please help me. I think it goes really nicely with this actually, but so maybe a cropped jumper, a very cropped jumper, maybe the Stayley again, maybe this, the long sleeve version, maybe something like that, a cropped jumper would be nice. So, but I am really looking forward to making that up, and that's from Huff in New Zealand here. I also have this, look at this colour, they called it Kingfisher. It's crepe, viscose crepe. What did I get? I got 3 meters of this. Look at that amazing colour, I love it so much. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So I mean, this would be great for a blouse, for Sew April Blouse, but I'm running out of time now, so I think 1, 2, 3, I think 4 entries is going to be me. It's going to be it for Sew April Blouse this year. But this, stunning, I love it. Maybe I'll make a very funky dress out of this, maybe something from Tina Gibbons, that might be nice. So yeah, I'll see what I come up with for that. And the last piece of fabric I have to show you is another D-stash from our Trade Me. It was very reasonably priced. I've got just under 3 meters, and it's this. It's apparently a designer dead stock, or an ex-designer. I'm trying to show you which way up is it. I think it's, oh, this way. So it's got little birds on it. Can I find you a bird? There's a bird. Is that a bird? Yeah, there's a bird. And this beautiful blush colour, blush pink, and a sort of brighter pop of almost magenta-y, cerise-y. Just amazing, and lovely smoky colours. I love that sort of smoky colourway, sort of bluey grey, and so it feels so silky, so silky. There's nothing written on the selvage, but in fact it feels so silky that I thought, oh, that's not cotton, they lied to me. But I did the burn test and it's definitely cotton, high cotton content. I don't know, it might have some viscose in it, I'm not sure, but it's natural fibres the way it burns. So I'm just so stoked with that, so happy. Again, I don't know what to make with it, so your suggestions would be appreciated. It's very wide, it's 1.5 meters wide and almost 3 meters. So yeah, I'm going to be very busy. I haven't bought a lot of fabric lately, although you'd be forgiven for thinking that I'm talking through a hole in my head, because I've got quite a stack of fabric sitting there. But yeah, I went through a crazy couple of years where I just bought, and it's stacked up in my stash, and you know, I have to use it. So I've been making a really conscious effort not to buy a lot of fabric. I've just had a little flurry of activity, and also, darn it, back to Kristen again, she's just got the most amazing fabrics in at the moment. I'm gutted because I just can't buy them. I can't buy them all. I want them all. And I'm just not rich enough to buy all those beautiful fabrics. There's knits and plains, knits and viscoses and all sorts of wovens and everything you could possibly want. Amazing brands, Les Taylor, Lady McElroy, the Poppy, and just every brand you could think of, and just amazing. So, but I am trying very hard not to buy fabrics, which is why when I mean, I'm always looking on Trade Me. It's a bit of a hobby, I suppose. And so when I see some fabric that I like the look of, that I can pick up for $20 or $30, then that's what I do. And in this case, it's worked out brilliantly. I've got an amazing quality, beautiful fabric. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that, but I've had some lovely fabrics lately from there. You just have to be careful about who you buy from, and you know, make sure you check out the description properly, and just sort of, you know, make sure that you're happy that what they are selling is what you want. So I think that's all I've got for you today. I'm working on my final Jolie Lab Bloom blouse for my entry into Sew April Blouse 23. I've just got the buttons to put on. There's, what did I work out? There was 7 on the front and 9 on the back or something like that. There's a lot of buttons. So I'm just working my way through sewing those on, and then I'll show that to you, and I'll put my entry on Instagram. I haven't put this on Instagram yet, or the flounce blouse that I showed you earlier. I haven't put that on yet, but I will do so. I'll take pictures now so I can load them. What else have I got coming up? You will hopefully see very soon what I make some of these lovely fabrics into. Suggestions on that one, please. Struggling, but I think it has to be something cropped. I've only got 1.75 meters anyway, but I think something cropped. I don't think a cardigan. I don't know. What do I make this bit of gorgeousness into? Do I colour block that with plain black and make a longer sweatshirt dress, like the South Bank sweater or something like that? Or the Stanton, do I make a shorter Stanton hoodie? Probably without the hood. I'm not much of a hoodie type person, so just a sweatshirt. Suggestions on a postcard, please. I'd be very, very grateful. I'm stumped. Anyway, that is me. So I hope you have enjoyed this little video. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe and do all that stuff you know that I want you to do. That would be amazing. But most importantly, the thing I would like from you more than anything else is for you to come back and watch me again next time. So thank you for being here today, and I'll see you again soon. Ta-da!